Hello and welcome to another video with me, Rauchenwald. Now in today's video I'm going to share you my personal top 3 alternatives to Pi Network. You might be wondering why I'm making a video like this. Do I not believe in Pi Network anymore or something like that? I can assure you that's not the case. I still strongly believe in Pi Network, as I pointed out in my recent video that shares the recent updates. I'm going to put that in the card up here. However, I assume that you're also familiar with the proverb, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now since Pi Network doesn't require any kind of investment, the only thing you stand to lose if the project were to fail would be a few seconds of your time. But it still, in my opinion, makes sense in quotes to hedge your bet and be involved in multiple similar projects that all only require you to either push a button once per day or answer a simple question once per day to then get a reward either in the form of an existing cryptocurrency or of a potential future cryptocurrency. And that's what this video is all about. Because if you looked around, you probably already found at least 10 projects that follow the same approach. So you push a button and you get something in return, either immediately or in the future. And the purpose of this video is to share with you my personal top 3. So the 3 projects that follow that approach that in my opinion have the highest potential to actually succeed in the long run and bring you some kind of financial gain. And on top of my personal top 3 Pi Network alternatives, I'm also going to share with you 10 additional projects that follow the same approach that, in my opinion, however, are not as promising. But still, since none of them require any kind of investment to participate, there is still nothing to lose besides a few seconds of your time. Now, before we jump into the top 3 projects, let's get a few other things out of the way for legal purposes. Everything I'm sharing in this video is obviously my personal opinion, and as long as you don't invest any money in the projects that I'm sharing with you here, you also don't stand anything to lose besides the information that you provide the projects with. Pretty much all of the projects that I'm going to mention in this video either already require a KYC verification or will require it in the future. And it's up to you to do your research to figure out or to check if the KYC verification provider that the project is using is a serious or certified third party, or if the project themselves receives your ID information and so on, and then decide if you actually want to trust the project or not. In other words, while I'm going to do my best to share with you all the information you need to know in order to be able to make an educated decision, it's up to you to do your own research and decide which of the projects you want to get involved with and which of them you don't. With all of that out of the way, let's get straight to it. And the project number 1, the one with the highest potential in my opinion to actually succeed and bring a financial value or benefit to users, is a project called HiDollar. Now, if you're familiar with other content on my YouTube channel, you may have already seen a video or 2 about the project itself. I'm actually going to put a link to my HiDollar playlist on the card up here in case you want to learn more about the project itself and about the progress they've made. There are actually a couple of reasons why HiDollars is my number 1 when it comes to Pi Network alternatives. One of those reasons is that HiDollars is already a real cryptocurrency. Right now it's an Ethereum-based token, so an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain. However, the HiDollar team already plans to launch their own blockchain called HiChain in the future, mostly probably to reduce the fees that people currently would have to pay when they transfer HiDollars. HiDollars is already listed on Uniswap and PancakeSwap, so it can already be traded, and HiDollar itself also serves a purpose because HiDollar aims to become a not-for-profit financial institution. So besides being a crypto wallet, HiDollar plans to also offer multi-currency bank accounts and banking services in the future. And another reason why HiDollar is my personal number 1 Pi Network alternative is because you don't necessarily have to download an app. Now, HiDollar offers a native iOS and Android app, which I'm going to share here. However, they also offer a web app, which means you can just use it in your browser, and they offer a Telegram and WhatsApp chatbot. So you can basically create one account and then use it either in the Android app, iOS app, web app, or in one of the chatbots. And most of the functions are available in all of those channels. Some functions are right now only available in the web app, however. And with all of that positive news out of the way, the big question that you are asking yourself is obviously what's in it for you. So if you sign up for HiDollar, what do you actually get? First of all, as you probably can imagine, just like with Pi Network, the sign up is for free. And if you don't have a HiDollars account right now, you can check out the link in the description or the first pinned comment down below to get started straight away. Second of all, once you sign up, the first thing you should do is actually complete the KYC verification level 1. High Dollar right now offers 2 levels of KYC verification, but in order to be able to withdraw anything in the future, you have to pass at least level 1. If you want to learn more about the KYC verification, you can click on the card up here. And once you've passed that verification, you know that all the high dollars that you're receiving within the high dollars app or web app or Telegram or WhatsApp chatbot will actually be withdrawable in the future. The big question is, how much do you get and how do you get it? As for how much do you get right now, when you sign up for high dollars and you perform the daily action, which in the case of high dollars is answering a simple question, like for example, if I were to move 4 steps to the left, would I still be alive? Or how many high dollars do I have, or if I bought some high dollars, and so on. Then in return for that, so for answering that simple question once per day, I, or in that case then you, will receive 1 high dollar. And if we now go ahead and consider that at the time of recording this video, high dollar has a value of $1.19 per high dollar, that actually means for answering a simple question once per day, you receive more than $400 worth of high dollars per year. And I know that sounds too good to be true, and there obviously has to be a catch to it. Now, I already mentioned catch number 1, and that is that you have to pass KYC verification level 1 as well. And catch number 2 is that all the free rewards that you earn for simply answering a question once per day only unlock after a period of 1 year. So when you sign up for high dollar today and you answer your first question, you receive 1 high dollar that will unlock in a year from today. If then tomorrow again you answer the question, you receive another high dollar, and that will unlock in a year from tomorrow. Still, if we're then considering that high dollars is only on the market for roughly 6 months, so actually a little bit less than that, already attracted more than 2 million users so far, and that what they are offering actually also makes sense, at least to me, you might be able to understand why I consider it the most promising Pi network alternative. With that, we move on to project number 2 on my list of top 3 Pi network alternatives, and it might come as a surprise, but the second most promising project in my opinion is a project called Bondex with their Bondex Origin app. Now, as always, I have the app open here. I'm going to share it on the screen here as well, and you can see it looks similar to B network or Pi network. In the center, you basically have a counter that counts your current mining session, and you have the button to start earning now. So when I press that, it will start my new mining session. And you might be wondering why this project specifically made it on spot number 2 of my top 3 Pi network alternatives. And the answer to that is because they actually have a real use case. Bondex aims to become, in quotes, a better version of LinkedIn, but not just LinkedIn on the blockchain, but also you can think of it a little bit of a mix between LinkedIn and, for example, Upwork or freelancer.com. So a place where on one hand companies can have their company profiles, run advertising, post their open positions, and on the other hand, talent, in quotes, so people that are looking for work or professionals in certain fields can have their profile with their job experience and their educational experience and use Bondex to find work, get paid through Bondex, share their experience, upskill, reskill, and so on. So they clearly have a strategy as to what's the purpose of the project, but that alone is not the reason why Bondex made it into my top 3, let alone on spot number 2. Because unlike high dollars, the Bondex token BNDX is not yet a tradable or exchangeable cryptocurrency, and Bondex still has to integrate their KYC verification, which is coming in the future. However, one additional reason why Bondex made it on spot number 2, besides having a clear purpose, and I truly believe that a project like Bondex has a bright future considering how crappy, in quotes, LinkedIn is, at least in my personal opinion, is that Bondex already in their white paper outlines that Bondex will use 10% of their quarterly profits to buy Bondex tokens, which means there's already a way, or some way in quotes, that guarantees or creates a certain amount of demand. And again, as mentioned earlier, there also need to be people, and in this case businesses, that want to buy or need to buy Bondex tokens or any cryptocurrency for that matter to stabilize or reach a certain price and eventually increase the value of a cryptocurrency. Because at the end of the day, the value of every asset that you can trade relies on supply and demand. One additional difference that I want to point out here between Bondex and Pi Network before we move on to project number 3 is that you can not only boost your mining rate or earning rate in Bondex by inviting new users, like in Pi Network, but you also can increase it by completing your profile. So if you go to your profile section and you enter your work experience, upload a resume, which you can, for example, download from your LinkedIn profile, and enter your educational history, plus, for example, upload a profile picture or record a profile video, your mining rate actually will increase as well. And you can see that on your profile as well if you look at the boost rate bar. Because I've completed all of this, my boost rate is at maximum, which means even without referrals, my mining rate would already be higher than it is when you just sign up. And if you want to sign up for Bondex, just like with high dollars, you can now use the link in the description of the first pinned comment down below and download the Bondex Origin app and create your profile. With that, however, we leave Bondex behind. If you want to know more, click on the card up here to check out my Bondex specific videos that dive into a little bit more detail. And we move on to project number 3, so the third most likely project to succeed, in my opinion, compared to Pi Network. And that project might come as a huge surprise because after long discussions and thinking about it, I've decided that the third likely or third most likely project to succeed is, in my opinion, Sperax Play. And you might be wondering, especially if you already know about Sperax, why a cryptocurrency wallet comes into that list. But for those of you who are not wondering, let me quickly explain. So Sperax Play is not a project like Pi Network where for pushing a button you receive a cryptocurrency or future cryptocurrency in return for pushing that button. But Sperax Play is actually a cryptocurrency wallet created by the Sperax blockchain creators. And the Sperax blockchain is a new blockchain that actually solves a few problems that other blockchains bring with them. Within the Sperax Play app, if you go to the shovel icon, you actually also have some kind of mining section. If I press that activate button now, you can see that I'm earning a certain amount of XP per hour. Now, the curious thing here is that XP is not and will not be a cryptocurrency. However, on the other hand, the Sperax token SPA is already a real cryptocurrency that you can exchange with a value of roughly $4. Which obviously brings up the question why Sperax Play is project number 3 in this specific video here, when you in fact earn some in-app currency XP that is not a real cryptocurrency, and when the app itself is actually a cryptocurrency wallet and not like with high dollars or Pi Network or any other project that works on the same principle, actually the main mining app in quotes. And the answer to that, so why Sperax Play made it into my top 3 here, is quite simple. Because the Sperax project or the team behind Sperax already made it clear that at some point in the future, we just don't know when exactly, there will be an exchange from XP into SPA. Now, there are 2 things we don't know. The first thing, as mentioned, is when it will happen. And the second thing is we don't know the exchange rate. So it's possible but unlikely that for 1 XP you receive 1 SPA. It's also possible and probably more likely that for 1 XP you receive 0.0 something SPA. We don't know that yet, which means you don't know exactly how much financial benefit or monetary value mining or receiving those XP actually will gain you. However, we already know with certainty that in the future you will be able to, for example, use those XP in a marketplace where you could potentially, I don't know yet what will be listed, but let's say, for example, some gift cards or physical products, so you could trade them. Or at some point in the future, those XP will be transfer or exchangeable into SPA. Which means if we compare Sperax Play and the XP that you earn within the Sperax Play app with other one-click-a-day apps, so apps where you push a button once per day to then receive either an existing cryptocurrency or a future potential cryptocurrency, it's already ahead of other projects because Sperax serves a clear purpose. The SPA token already has a value and it's already been established that there will be an exchange, and we just don't know how the exchange rate will be and when exactly it will happen. Just like with Bondex and high dollars, if you want to sign up for Sperax Play, you can obviously do so by using the link in the description of the first pinned comment down below. And with that, we conclude our list of top 3 Pi Network alternatives. But before we call it a day, I also want to share quickly with you 10 other one-click-a-day app projects, or projects like Pi Network, that I deem are not as likely to succeed as the 3 that I already shared with you here. If you don't want to watch till the end, you can also find a list of those projects in the description, the first pinned comment down below. However, I would recommend that you stay around for another minute or 2 to get at least some crucial information. First of all, I want to point out what I said earlier. As long as you don't invest any money in the projects I've already mentioned and in the projects I'm about to share with you, you don't really stand to lose anything, because all you then could lose potentially is the few seconds it takes you to perform the daily action, which in most cases is pushing a button once per day. And on top of that, you have to consider the data that you're sharing with the app or the company behind the app itself. And that includes the data that you submit for KYC verification, if the KYC verification is required and not handled by a certified third party. And on top of that, obviously the app itself also might collect usage behavior. So that might include a list of other apps that you have installed and some other information. With all of that out of the way, let's quickly go through those 10 one-click-a-day apps that deserved, in quotes, an honorary mention here. So to keep things simple, I'm just going to put all the projects right now here on the screen, so you don't see me, but you see the projects, and I'm just going to mention them in alphabetical order. The first one would be Alpha Network, followed by Ant Network, B Network, CoinX, Eagle Network, Midoin, One Network, Spotter, Star Network, and Timestamp. Most of those apps are available on Android and iOS. However, for example, Timestamp is right now only available on Android. And in all those apps, you have to perform a daily action. Some of them are more transparent and share more information about what's going on and the plans behind the project. And some of them are even in the progress already of launching their own tokens, like for example, Eagle Network and, surprisingly enough, Midoin. That's it. Don't forget, you can find the links to all the projects in the description down below. If nobody told you about a project before you watch this video, then please go ahead and use my referral code. If somebody else already told you about the project you're about to sign up, then please reach out to them and ask them for their referral code, because then they deserve the referral rewards. On top of that, I know that it can be challenging to keep up with all the button pushing once per day, so I would recommend that you go ahead and set up some kind of reminder on your phone that once per day reminds you to actually go through your list of apps, quickly push all the buttons, so actually if or when one or more of those projects succeed in the future, that you don't regret, oh, I signed up and then I forgot, continue pressing the button. If you have any question whatsoever, or if you disagree with my list, or if you think there are other projects that I haven't mentioned yet, as always, don't forget, you can always leave them in the comments down below, or even better, you can join our Discord community, where not only do we have daily small Bitcoin giveaways for our active community members, but on top of that, we usually also discuss projects quite long before I actually have the time to make a video about them. So it's a great place to discover new projects before they make it onto my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you in one of my other videos. Till then, bye-bye.